guys, and welcome back with Kat. It is a beautiful day today. It's pretty exceptional since the cold weather did start earlier this week, but we just so happened to luck out and get some nice warm temperatures today. In today's video, I wanted to share with you what we typically eat while on the carnivore diet. Not only for myself, but for my family, so you get to see what I make for my boyfriend as well as for my dogs. So I hope you enjoy this video and let me know what questions you have.
Rise and shine, mother puppers. It's a brand new day. These guys just love kisses, hugs, cuddles first thing in the morning, but in reality, they need to go potty. So after their potty break, it's time for their first meal of the day. Now they eat twice in a day, and what we feed them is an all raw diet. Now we've been feeding Cuteness and Cuddles this way of eating for over 2 years, and they are super healthy. And if you guys want to see this in a separate video where I discuss how we determined going about feeding them this diet and the immediate results, I'd be more than happy to. But what they eat is their portioned amount of ground beef as well as organs. So we divide the organs up for 2 meals. They'll have their chicken neck in the morning, and they'll have the remaining organs for their dinner, which is going to be liver and heart. Looks pretty tasty, right? So before we serve their breakfast, we like to play a little game called the patience game, where they sit and wait until it's time to eat.
Go!
Enjoy a little ASMR. We love feeding them these chicken necks. It's really great for their teeth. The only thing that we would never give them are cooked bones. That would be dangerous. Otherwise, raw is a-okay. Hey guys, it's Kat. I just wanted to say thank you so much if you are still tuning in, and go ahead, like this video, and please subscribe if you haven't already, where I post twice a week if this is the type of content you like to see. All right, back to the video. All right, time to feed us humans. So what my boyfriend and I really enjoy as our first meal, I guess you could call it a meal, but we love using our prime protein to create a shake. So I just whip up some heavy cream, some coffee, and I'll even use my brown butter fat bombs to drop into my shake. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out my video on the brown butter fat bombs. They are so good and, of course, very easy to make. My favorite thing about the prime protein powder is it's just purely 100% beef. There's no additives, no sugar, nothing bad in here at all, and there's no stevia for sweetener. It's just plain old beef. So I've perfected this shake recipe in order to really bring out a delicious flavor. So follow along if you would like to try this at home as well. The key to the perfect prime protein shake is you want to add in 1 serving of the prime protein unflavored powder, 1 tablespoon of butter, 56 grams of heavy whipping cream, 1 optional teaspoon of instant coffee, and 8 to 10 ounces of hot water. Now, I doubled this recipe for my boyfriend. However, for myself, I stick to a single serving.
That is so good. I, of course, have more in here, so I will continue to refill my cup, but I just like to sip on this in the morning. I feel like I'm getting a good fat bomb with my caffeine. Coffee isn't really something that I have wanted to quit until the time comes when I'm expanding my family. I will consider giving it up, but until then, this will be the one vice that I have while on this way of eating. But I like to enjoy my shake while I tidy up and get ready for the day. And so this will keep me satiated until my first actual sit-down meal. Cheers!
All right, it's time for the second meal of the day. And so for my boyfriend, I'm preparing his usual, which is 12 ounces of ground beef. So it's 12 ounces total, but I am forming 3 patties into 4 ounces. So this may not be the right amount for you if you are watching this at home. However, I am just simply sharing what works for my boyfriend. He's been on this way of eating for nearly 3 months now and has figured out the right amount for himself. And so I thought I would just share that with you. So my last step here is to top off these hamburger patties with a tablespoon of butter. So I just divide that into 3 slices. So one of my favorite meals to prepare is steak. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not pulling out any New York strips here, but I am just eating some chuck roast. So what I love about this, it's super easy to cut up and add some Redmond salt. And the easiest method for me to cook these steaks is through the air fryer when I'm in a crunch. So this way I can just pop it in the air fryer for 5 minutes, still get that medium rare texture that I love, and I can just get back to work. Now, what is steak without its butter? So I am just cutting up a tablespoon here. And what I like to do is when it's still hot from the air fryer, I like to pour my steak over my butter. So this way the butter starts to melt really nicely. It creates almost like a soup at the bottom, and I can just easily toss my steak around in butter and add an extra salt. Now, one other thing I'm adding to my lunch today is raw salmon. You know, like sashimi style. So I really enjoy the combination of the surf and turf here. Who's ready for a pro tip? In the instance that you have any leftover fat, it's really important that you do not pour this down your sink. So what I have on my countertop is a container in which I capture all of the rendered fat. So for this case, since this is fat from beef, this will be tallow. And again, I just really like to use this to grease up any pans that I have in the instance that I'm cooking, since I do not use any cooking oil. It's been another beautiful day and our family just had our walk. So it is time to eat up again. For our family walks, we like to do at least 2 miles. So I know that the chumpies have really worked up their appetite. And so it's Dad's turn to feed the kids. So my boyfriend here is just measuring out portioned ground beef again for cuteness and cuddles. You can see they are patiently waiting to eat. And they'll also be having their organs. So that's the chicken heart and beef liver. Yum. For dinner tonight, my boyfriend requested pizzas. This is one of his favorite foods and something I can show you how to easily make yourself if you click on the video above here. I also show you how to make different types of versions of pizza. So if you're interested, please click above. The last meal for me is gonna be a flank steak with some, surprise, more salmon sashimi. You can tell that I have been rocking a favorite this past week, but since this was fresh, I had to just eat it up. And that concludes what my family eats in a day. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and taking a glimpse into what we eat in a day. Let me know what questions you have or if there are any other ideas that you would like for me to cover for this channel. All right, you guys take care, and I will see you in the next video.